everyone. Welcome to the Water Online Show on location. We are here in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I have a very, very special co-host for this episode. She has been here with us at WEFTEC here in New Orleans for the past few days, conducting a lot of the Water Online Show interviews in my place. There's nobody else I would rather have special guest hosting the Water Online Show than the industry legend, the lovely and talented Miss Angela Godwin. Angela, thank you.
Travis, thank you.
For holding down the fort and for being such an amazing guest host here at the Water Online Show. We're so happy.
Listen, I thank you. And this is always such a wonderful opportunity to come and see some friends, some colleagues, meet some new people. It's always very fascinating to be here. So we appreciate it.
It's just always something very exciting going on.
There
right?
is.
I mean, we're right at for those of you that are not here, we are at the very front of the show. So there's just seems to be action everywhere, and man, it is packed, and there's a lot of excitement.
There is. I don't know how you got this location, Travis, but you must know somebody because
the Water Online Show gets whatever the Water Online Show needs to bring you the information that you want in the marketplace.
That's right. You're taking one for the team.
That's why we're here. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, this is great. A lot of great buzz and fantastic guests lined up.
Yes, you've had a lot of guests. As you stepped into the host role for the Water Online Show, you've had a lot of really great conversations.
A lot of great conversations, and conversations, of course, that are going to be available for everyone to watch very, very soon. You know, BABA compliance. Okay, so I'm sure our viewers are aware.
I'm not sure what we're talking about.
I do not believe you. Build America, Buy America, right?
Yep.
So this is a lot of the sort of like preferential language that's being built into the funding mechanisms that are available to fund water and wastewater projects. And so it requires that, a certain percentage of the components are made here in the
Takes
USA.
a lot of understanding.
Yeah.
A lot of subplots.
Yeah. And I think, a lot of our, the manufacturers out there, where some of them had to really kind of zig and zag to meet these requirements. And we were able to speak with quite a few, Vaughn, Eaton, Gorman Rupp, who are very well positioned to meet these requirements for BABA. So that was really comforting.
I mean, I got to say the market was given a set of rules that it probably didn't expect at the time when the rules came out.
Right.
I think all of us in the industry kind of know where they were when the news came down about when this is coming out, what are the specifics of it, like it sort of, and then it sort of like changes. It's almost like it ebb and flows, but the good understanding from the solutions providers here and the vendors who are exhibiting here at WEFTEC, they seem to really grasp what they need to do.
Yes, they do.
So
they do. It's very, very well informed and really making every effort to meet whatever compliance challenges there are in front of them.
No, without a doubt. I mean, if you go over to the Vaughn booth or to the Gorman Rupp booth, for instance, like there's American flags there, and it's just they understand it.
Right. Very vocal, very proud.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
As they should be. Which it's a big topic in the industry, and I'm glad that we had a chance to cover it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what also struck me, Travis?
What's that?
I talked to quite a few companies that. They have been around for over a century. It amazes me. I mean, you've got a lot of new technologies, new companies popping up, but you have these heavy hitters in the industries.
Like who's the oldest?
Well, the oldest that I am aware of that I talked to was Mueller. 167. What were you doing 167 years ago?
Gosh, I don't even know what anybody was doing.
What were you before you were Travis?
Right. I mean,
it's crazy to think did
wastewater? I mean, wastewater existed 167 years ago, but
what
did we do with it?
I don't know what year that was. But
now think of all of the innovation that has come through in the past century and a half.
It's really incredible. But they're not alone. I mean, KSB 152 years, Badger 119 years. I mean, these companies, they made a commitment a long time ago to this industry, and they are still here today. So that says something.
Think about the innovation of a metering company 120 years ago, or a pump company 140 years ago. I mean, the Titanic hadn't even been built yet when Badger Meter opened its doors, or when KSB was making their very first wastewater
vision, right?
Exactly, visionaries.
It's kind of crazy,
right? So we are so thankful that they're in the market, they're in the industry, that we here at Water Online get the chance to work with them, and and all of these companies that are really legacies.
They really are. They really are.
Which is fantastic.
And they keep innovating to this day. So who knows what they're going to do next? Right?
I don't know, man, but
right?
I'm anxious to see it.
We're going to find out because we're the ones. We will tell you.
I don't know. Like it may be like Angela Jr., and Travis Jr. doing this show 167 years in the future, and they're going to be talking about
hope, right? Oh my gosh, we talked with CDM Smith. We talked with Anthony Zamaro, and he's doing some really cool research. His focus is in potable reuse.
Okay.
Which, of course, in certain parts of the country, in certain parts of the world, is
it's the best kind of reuse, right? Really, potable is the best kind.
I mean, we've got to figure out how to maximize our resources, right?
Yeah.
But one thing I thought that was really interesting is he was talking about membranes, and I didn't realize this, but
you're going to hit me with something I've never.
Well,
hit me with a fun fact.
You probably know about this, but I did not realize that.
Trivia time with Angela.
Membranes are made of fluorinated chemicals. So,
familiar?
In a way, you've heard of this PFAS thing. Does that ring a bell?
I might have heard whispers of something about it.
Well, so the funny thing is you've got these this technology that's meant to clean water, but in a way it's actually, it can contribute to the problem because it's got these fluorinated chemicals.
All right, I'll bite. How so?
So, well, you've got the water going through it and it's trying to clean it, but
makes sense.
As we know about PFAS, that those compounds, they're very sturdy, they're very hard to get rid of, and they get into the water, and then you've got the problem just sort of repeating itself, right?
Right. Those compound cakes, as I like to call them, kind of still exist, and it can get back into the environment.
You're not breaking the chain, so to speak, right? So he said, one really big focus of research going forward is to develop membranes that don't use these fluorinated chemicals. I think that's great, and something we should definitely keep an eye on.
No doubt about it. I mean, the way to treat PFAS just keeps getting better and better. It almost seems like daily there's something new that comes out about how PFAS can be treated better, cleaner, and to create a more sustainable future. So
it's true. And actually, that reminds me, we had a fantastic visit with Tanya Chandler. And do you know Sally Gutierrez?
I do.
Yeah. She was with the US EPA, and she had such a long and wonderful career with US EPA, and then she retired. As we hope to do ourselves someday.
Yeah, although I'm having a lot of fun doing this. So,
but Sally, she's such a little powerhouse. She is just a ball of energy.
That is a good description.
She is a powerhouse,
right?
She couldn't stay still too long, so she went and joined the board of BioLargo Equipment, which is a subsidiary of BioLargo. So it's like their equipment division.
She's the enforcer, right, of the board. I imagine
she's on the board, but
they call her the hammer.
She knows a lot about PFAS, which is of course what their equipment tackles.
Yeah, there it is again.
But did you know? So when you treat PFAS, whatever method you use, there's always some kind of waste.
Compound cakes.
These are compound cakes.
Yeah.
So then you've got to treat this waste, right? Yeah. So with BioLargo, they generate about 2 to 4 pounds of waste. But get this.
Wait a minute, 2 to
4 pounds.
Right.
2 to 4 pounds is a lot to me. If I can lose 2 to 4 pounds, I feel really, really good about that, right?
Right, but let's say you're doing bicep curls or whatever. 2 to 4 pounds doesn't seem like a lot.
It doesn't seem like a lot. But you know what? There are other technologies out there that generate over 160,000 pounds.
Really?
Of waste. So
that I didn't know. You stumped me.
When you compare,
you stumped the Trav on that one.
I mean,
I'm not aware of that.
4 pounds versus 160,000 pounds.
If I run the math, and again, I'm no mathematician. I've said on the show before, I have no Fields medal within the mathematical world, but that is less. 2 to 4 is less than.
I believe experts agree that is.
You can run it yourselves there at home. Like, just run it real quick. I think
quick calculation.
That's pretty exciting.
It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Pretty cool stuff. So BioLargo. So check it out.
BioLargo. This is for you.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Workforce challenges. I think we talked about this
Those are fun.
after ACE because it's all through the industry. We got to get good talent coming into the industry.
It's like any other industry. Like you need good new talent constantly coming in. Now, the one thing that the wastewater market has always had as an asset is the fact that the workforce is like a legacy, right? People would come in the 70s, 1970s, not in their 70s, but that would be okay too.
A lot of them are in their 70s right now.
They've stayed because they've done such an effective job.
It's true.
It's a meaningful job.
It is. But, it's hard to attract the new talent because I've always said this, I feel like we do too good of a job in this industry. The general public isn't really aware of what goes into treating wastewater, collecting wastewater, treating drinking water, distributing drinking water. They just don't know.
Yep.
And so helping them understand what's involved is going to go a long way toward attracting that new talent. And we talked with Chris Murphy.
Okay.
He is over at the Great Neck Water Pollution Control District over in New York on Long Island.
Yep. On Long Island.
On
Yep.
Long Island.
Yep.
Very, very fun conversation. He talked a lot about how technology has really helped them attract new talent. So SCADA, automation, it's making the younger folks sit up and go, okay, this looks like something I might be interested in.
Yeah, it's on a screen.
It's on a screen.
It's awesome, right?
Like, I know that.
I would say it was probably, and tell me if you agree with this, Angela, it's like maybe about 10 years ago or so, we started seeing a really strong shift from more traditional type solutions to more digital type solutions, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's monitoring issues or control systems or whatever.
Sure.
Right. So as that had occurred, now we're here almost a decade later after that really got kicked into high gear. And I'm sure that the talented, smart youth assets that we have out there that could really do this industry a lot of good are starting to pay attention.
Yes, absolutely.
You know?
And that's what Great Neck has found. And by the way, it's not really workforce related, but Great Neck, they're doing some really progressive things at the utility.
Yep.
They're using their methane, right? They're using that for power, and then they're using the heat for their sludge drying.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's like kind of that circular sort of like, approach to trying to use up energy and get that efficiency we talked about earlier.
Well, when you talk about a municipality, right, the big drivers for municipalities, as we understand them, are historically energy savings, money savings, and time, right? So whenever we hear of a municipality doing things that enable them to do any of those three things better, we want to learn more, right? Because we're going to want to replicate that across the market. So I think excellent job.
For sure.
Fantastic job.
Yeah.
I love hearing about that.
And energy efficiency, actually, since we're talking about that, we had a really nice chat with, Tom McCurdy over at AirZen, our friend
Yes,
Tom.
Of course. Everybody knows Tom McCurdy.
Right, natural in front of the camera. If you haven't seen Tom's previous interviews, you've got to check them out. But we went over there to talk to them about their hybrid blower. So their hybrid blower, they came out like maybe a decade ago.
Yep.
Great piece of equipment, industry leading, very successful. But was that enough for AirZen?
Probably
No.
not. They don't stop.
No, they went back to the drawing board and they made it even more efficient. Tom was telling me even 10 to 15% more efficient. So you talk about the dollars that can save over time. I mean, that's impressive.
I mean, even 1 or 2% more better efficiency means a lot of money. And I don't know, in your travels and your time in the industry, you probably line up with what I'm about to say, but I've never come across an overfunded municipality. I mean, if there's one
none
out
of them
there,
saying, "Oh no, don't give me any more money."
I want you on the Water Online show because I want to know how you're doing it because I've never come across one. So that little percentages matters.
Yeah, every little bit helps.
Right.
Absolutely. And then I think the last thing, I have a nice feel-good message to leave with our viewers.
A heartfelt message from us to you.
We spoke with Amy Killeen. Of course, she's the immediate past president for WEF. They had the gavel passing.
Immediate past president, yes.
Right, she was
transfer,
just
they transferred the gavel.
Transferred peacefully, I might add.
Peacefully transferred the power.
We talked a little bit about, WEF's strategic plan, of course, and workforce figures into that quite a bit. But I asked her, looking forward, what is she most optimistic about for the future? And do you know what she said? What can you even guess?
I'm going to guess. I don't know if it's right, but it's something that I know you and I are excited about the future, and that is the future, the kids.
It's the kids.
The youth coming into the market. Like, we are so desperately wanting them to just take the reins and go.
And she is...
With it. Not go away, but go with it.
I mean, sometimes we no, she was so optimistic about it. She said it was just really inspiring to see the young professionals and the fresh perspective that they bring to an industry. I mean, we get a little complacent, right? We've always done things a certain way.
Every market does, right?
And she said, they're really thinking out of the box and just saying, hey, have you thought about doing something this way or that way? And really kind of changing the trajectory.
Refreshing, awesome, exciting. I mean, I don't know how many more adjectives I can throw in there.
I mean, those are all good ones.
Right, I try.
So,
I try to find the right words. But yeah, I'm excited for the future of this industry and just being here and being able to have the conversations that we've been able to have here at WEFTEC 2024. It's been an amazing experience, and just one that I think a lot of people are going to take a lot of good information away from.
Absolutely. Always inspiring. So.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you stepping in. You are a member of the Water Online Show family.
Thank you.
I'm probably going to get a lot of requests to be permanently replaced, so you may get your wish. But at the same time, we are just so grateful for you joining us here and for the Rogue Monkey Media team that assists us with the Water Online Show on location. So thank you very much for joining the show.
It is my great pleasure.
And being part of the team. And for all of you out there, thank you for listening, watching, and we hope you have a great rest of your day, rest of your week, and we can't wait to catch up with you next time. Bye, everybody.
So long.